Hey friends, and welcome to Cook with Queenie. I'm letting you guys in on my meal prepping for the week and how I try to save money. So today we're going to make 4 dishes: fried rice, prawn pasta, lasagna, and pesto pasta. So we went to the supermarket to buy all of our ingredients for today, and the total cost was $67. But we saved $4.02 by using a cashback credit card, and I've got a link in my description below to the cashback credit card that I'm currently using, which is the American Express cashback credit card. For the first 3 months, they give you 6% cashback up to $200. So let's jump into the recipe, starting off with fried rice. This is cold rice, and hopefully I will be making my Asian ancestors proud by making fried rice. So let's jump into it. So the first step is to chop these expensive onions, aka shallots. Just try not to cry while you chop these up. So as you can see, I've chopped up all of the shallots, and I'm just crying a little bit because my eyes are really sensitive. So make sure you give this video a like, because look at the things that I do for you. I'm like literally crying. What else do I need to do to get a like on this video, guys? So the next step is to chop up these green onions. So our green onions have been chopped really nicely, and now it's time to whisk 3 eggs. So our eggs are all whisked, and I'm so proud of myself for not putting any eggshells in this. The final step is to add some crushed garlic. I really like garlic because I'm not a vampire, so I've got 3 garlic cloves. So now we're ready to cook. While I am cooking, we do have some vegan bolognese that is cooking for the lasagna. We're using vegan mince instead of normal mince, and we're also using vegan beef stock instead of normal beef stock. The first step is to use some vegetable oil and not normal olive oil, because olive oil can flavor the fried rice too much. So it's best to use something like vegetable oil, which doesn't have a lot of taste. And I have also defrosted some prawns. We're pescatarian, so we eat seafood, but we don't eat red meat and chicken and things like that. So our prawns are cooked. As you can see here, they have turned a nice pink. The next step is to add the shallots and the garlic to the pan. So once the shallots start to sizzle and kind of change color a little bit, the next step is to add the egg. Once the eggs and the shallots are cooked, it's time to add some cold rice to the pan. Cold rice is really important because otherwise it can get stuck together and it can get really lumpy. So that's why it's important to use cold rice. Once it's all mixed, the next step is to add some sesame oil, soy sauce, and also Japanese mayo. This is something that I really like to put in because I really love the flavor, and also oyster sauce. You don't have to put these 2 in, but I personally really like it. Next, add in the spring onions and also your cooked prawns. So that's how I make fried rice, and now I have lunch and dinner for the week, and I don't have to meal prep anymore. So I usually just put this straight into the fridge, but I'm gonna try some for you, see how it is. So the advantages of making all of my meals for the week in the one go is I don't have to clean up as much, and also I save a lot of time throughout the week because then I don't have to cook every night. So the next meal is a prawn pasta, and this recipe is from Marion's Kitchen, and I've got a link in the description below if you would like to check it out. So the first step is to chop up some spring onions and also some garlic. I have a lot of garlic because I'm not a vampire and I really like garlic. I know, but it's funny. So we've got our chopped spring onions, and we've also got our minced garlic as well. So the next step is to start cooking some prawns on the pan with vegetable oil. So I'm adding the prawns to the pan and also the garlic to the pan as well. Oh, and by the way, this isn't really like an Italian pasta recipe. This is more of like a Asian inspired noodle recipe, but using pasta instead of noodles. You'll see what I mean in a minute. So once the prawns are cooked, I add in some oyster sauce, some soy sauce, and some sesame oil. So that is the prawn pasta done. Prawn pasta, also known as noodles. So all I need to do now is make some spaghetti, add it to this sauce recipe, and there I have it. I have another 4 meals for the week. So in total, this recipe makes 3 to 4 meals, and the cost would be approximately $10. So it would cost around $3 per meal. So let's go into our laundry room and pick some basil. So we've got this little basil plant, and it has water inside, and this light comes on that helps it grow, and it grows really well in this laundry room even though there's not a lot of sunlight. So I've cleaned the basil and now I'm putting it into the food processor. This is a recipe that I got from Recipe Tin Eats, by the way, and I've left a link down in the description below if you would like to check out the recipe. This food processor is amazing because I save so much time especially when I'm chopping things like potatoes. I don't have to chop them individually, or even mushrooms as well. We bought it for $50 when it was on sale and it was just such a great purchase. So highly recommend getting one if you haven't already. So the next step is to put in some extra virgin olive oil. So we actually buy really big tubs of olive oil and then we put them into these little tubs to save money. This is the extra virgin olive oil that we bought. So I put in some extra virgin olive oil. We don't have a lot of basil leaves because, well, the basil hadn't grown that much yet, so this will probably only make about 2 meals. The next step is to add some garlic. The next step is to put in some pine nuts. And last but not least, my favorite, Parmesan cheese. And a little bit of salt. This is a really fancy salt that we bought, but you could use normal salt. You know, in those cooking videos where they always use kosher salt, I felt like I needed to get something fancy as well, so there's my fancy salt. And now we mix, which is the fun part. So there is our quick and easy pesto recipe, and all we need to do now is just make some pasta and toss the pasta with some pesto. And now on to the final recipe, which is vegetarian lasagna, because we're using vegan milk, but we will be using normal cheese and normal milk. So if you are vegan, you can always substitute with some other things. So we're going to make the bechamel sauce. And first we need 100 grams of butter. So we just put the butter in the pot. The next step is 100 grams of flour. Once the butter is melted, we add the flour. The next step is to add in some milk, little tiny bits at a time, and then whisk so it's all well combined. So once the bechamel sauce starts to bubble, I take it off the heat and then I add 3 egg yolks and also some Parmesan cheese and I mix it. So the next step is to start layering everything, starting with a layer of bechamel sauce, then a pasta sheet, then some mince, and then some more bechamel, and then some mozzarella, which I just grated. So that's how you make lasagna. Now we're going to be putting it in the oven for 200 degrees for 30 minutes, and we're covering it with foil.
1 hour later.
So that is it, my meal prep for the week. So in total, each meal costs from $3 to $4, and this is the reason why I really like making my food at home, because I can save quite a bit of money. And I have a lot of food left over. I actually had some leftover bolognese from the lasagna and I'm going to use it to make spaghetti bolognese. So I do like to meal prep all of my meals in advance on one day, so then I don't have to waste a lot of time throughout the week. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I've got some links in the description to all the recipes. And thank you so much for watching this video. If you did like this video, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel, and I will see you in the next video. By the way, let me know down in the comments below which one your favorite recipe was, and also what's your favorite recipe to make at home. Let me know down in the comments. I'll see you in the next video. Bye! And if you'd like to see some more videos, I've got some links to some videos here, so make sure you click the links and click through to another video.